Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman to move a motion for consideration of the Taxation and Other Laws Relaxation and Amendment of Certain Provisions Bill 2020.
So, Dhanyavad, sir. I seek your permission to move that the bill to provide for relaxation and amendment of provisions of certain acts and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto, as passed by Lok Sabha, be taken into consideration.
Motion moved.
Sir, at the outset, I commend the government for bringing this ordinance during COVID-19, which was not only very timely, but also very human, sensitive, and also pro-citizens. But with your permission, sir, I would like to make some very specific submissions to the Honourable Minister for her considerations, which are in the larger interest of the nation and its citizens. Sir, as you know, during COVID-19, salaries have been cut, vendor payments are getting delayed, and businesses are struggling, sir. In such a scenario, I appeal the government to mitigate these hardships by urgently making all the pending tax refunds, which will improve the liquidity in the hands of taxpayers. Sir, the limit on deduction of 10% of gross revenue on Section 80G, under Section 80G of the Income Tax Act is not applicable for donations made to PM CARES Fund. But this limit is applicable for donations made to the Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Sir, why this distinction? I urge the government through you, sir, to exempt this donation limit for the donations made to CMRF as well. Sir, the dates for various statutory and regulatory compliances also needs to be extended further, and the tax rates need to be lowered further, at least for the MSMEs. And I urge the Honourable Minister to take a very large-hearted and sympathetic view on this. Sir, we all agree on the importance of MSMEs for the Indian economy and the potential for job creation by the MSMEs. But currently they are all struggling and are in very bad shape. So instead of taxing them, government should instead protect them, because this is the time when they need this protection more than ever, sir. Sir, companies have been provided tax relief by reducing the tax rate from 30% to 25% if the turnover doesn't exceed 400 crores. But sir, in India, bulk of the MSME sector is in the sole proprietorship or partnership or LLP format, sir, who do not have this tax relief. So it is my humble submission to extend this tax relief to the MSMEs also working in the status of proprietorship, partnership or LLPs. And my final submission, sir, is regarding the decriminalization of offences and the double. Sir, lot was expected in this ordinance regarding decriminalization of certain offences and the double taxation, which has not been covered in the bill, which may promote the ease of doing business by providing conducive environment to the MSME sector, and particularly for first-time offenders when there is no mens rea involved, sir. I'll give an example, sir. The Income Tax Department came out with a guideline, Wide Circular number 24 of 2019, dated 9th September, for identifying and processing cases for prosecution under the direct tax laws. It may be suggested, sir, that no prosecution should be launched where the TDS has been voluntarily
deposited. Honourable Member, please conclude.
I'm just concluding, sir. Sir, it's my humble submission that no prosecution should be launched where the TDS has been voluntarily deposited with interest before any proceedings initiated by the department. Sir, this would be a rewarding step for the honest and law-abiding citizens. It may also be suggested that no prosecution should be launched where tax interest or the penalty amount involved in the default does not exceed 25 lakhs, sir. Sir,
Honourable Member,
to
please
conclude, sir, I think this is a very welcome ordinance which is now placed as a bill, and I wholeheartedly support this. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member.
Sir, I would first like to congratulate the Honourable Finance Minister for giving the much needed relief to the people during the pandemic. With downsizing in the public sector and reduction in the salaries of several people in the private sector also, the decision to give relaxations under several provisions of taxation and other laws is a welcome move. Sir, there are several positives in the bill, but I would like to particularly highlight the relaxations given under GST, given by the GST Council, post the ordinance in reducing the interest in delay in payment of GST returns by registered pensions under the registered persons under the Act. Sir, this was a much needed move for the companies who have suffered a great account due to pandemic. Sir, accordingly, allowing extensions under the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme without additional 10% payment also shows the government will to serve the honest taxpayers in the country. With these observations, I support this bill, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Direct tax Vivad Se Vishwas Act, which was passed during last session of the Parliament. The substantial amendment pertains to Income Tax Act. Important among them, the jurisdiction, faceless jurisdiction of the income tax authorities, how it will be implemented and how it will be hassle-free for assessees. Apart from assessment, taxpayers has to approach the income tax department for various other functions like rectification, verification, lower deduction of tax, revision, valuation, transfer of pricing of audit. These functions are currently performed manually and are done by the officers having jurisdiction over the taxpayers. How this type of activities will be accomplished under faceless interface scheme. I need clarification in this from the government so that common people can
Honorable
also
Member,
be benefited from.
please conclude.
Yes, sir. That states are now given an option to borrow the raise money from the markets which will be repaid later by the center. But even to plan this borrowing from the market, the states need to know the timeline as to why they can accept to get the pending GST compensation. Government has to clarify this. I need clarification on this. With these submissions, I alert the government to adopt a cautious approach during COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. I support this bill with these clarifications.
So just very quickly to give a very brief background on where we are today. We had to bring an ordinance because a lot of tax-related compliances were due at that time when the lockdown was announced. We realized that many of the people who are tax assessees cannot do their compliances even if they wish to do. Therefore, we had to bring in an ordinance, and the ordinance was issued on 31st March 2020, which essentially was for deferring the date of compliances both for direct and indirect taxes. Also, the customs and excise also had to be covered similarly. Therefore, we had to bring in the ordinance for including these deferrals of dates. Furthermore, the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme and also the Sabka Vishwas both required some date deferrals for compliance, and the last date was falling in the period of the COVID and in the period of COVID lockdown. As a result, this ordinance was brought in on 31st March 2020. We are trying to replace that ordinance with a bill. But now that we are coming with a bill, we have brought in other clauses also which may be timely for us to do it so that the investments which are coming into the country are facilitated, like making sure that the IFSC, GIFT City, has better provisions for investments into ADIA and so on. ADIA's, sovereign funds investment into this country. The new additions to this post the ordinance in this bill are also to make sure that the landmark decision that the Honorable Prime Minister made in bringing in faceless assessments in taxation, faceless now even appeals, powers for the faceless being put at a higher level in terms of hierarchy, are all being made a part of the law itself, just so that the government's commitment towards making taxation a lot more transparent a process is clear. So the addition over and above the ordinance which was introduced on 31st March is to add these kind of amendments so that the survey powers, revisionary powers of faceless are extended to every realm of the taxation. Therefore, also one other feature which is being newly added over and above the amendments which were included in the ordinance is to reduce the TDS and TCS rates from 100 to 75, which means 25% we are giving as taxation foregone. So these are essentially to make sure that people who have compliance related issues, because the deadlines were falling within the COVID lockdown period, are given extended dates so that they are not put to hardship. So largely this is the feature. With this said, and I appreciate all the members who have spoken about it, having gone through the amendment bill that we are bringing in. that, and I seek all your support, their support through you, sir, to pass this, which is a timely set of amendments.
Thank you, Nirmala ji.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.